Hi, this is the section on the B-BBEE scorecard overview. Why does a B-BBEE scorecard exist and how should it be used in a company? This is a question that a lot of people haven't really asked because it's become a compliance requirement where we have to get a level and what's our target and what did we achieve. But actually we need to look at this from a different perspective. The B-BBEE scorecard is simply a framework. That's all it is. It's a framework. And it asks questions. And let's take ownership out because obviously from an operational perspective, most BE practitioners are going to be focused on all the other areas. So let's talk about management control. What is it asking? It's asking companies to consider how they manage fairness within their business. How do you get a fair working environment where if someone gets a promotion or gets a job, that no one thinks it was because of anything apart from a fair decision? And then the question obviously is, what is fair in South Africa? So what the B-BBEE scorecard does is, apart from representing a framework for good corporate citizenship, it introduces the concept that an EAP target is fair, economically active population, which is the number of people available for work in each of the race gender categories. So African male, Indian male, colored male, African female, Indian female, colored female. Now, that just forces the conversation. It's a framework. You don't look at BE and say it's a strategy. It's a framework. You have to create your own version of B-BBEE, which is your organizational transformation. How are you going to look? How are you going to manage this? Because that's what it's really about. The scorecard is what comes out of what you do in your business. Let's take skills development, exactly the same thing. By aligning the skills development scorecard to the EAP, it's forcing companies to ask the question, how do we train? And that should even go further into what return on investment are we getting from our training. So it's a fairness question, it's a diversity question, an inclusion question, because if we don't train the right people, we can't include them into our management control management section. So it's about how we integrate all these pieces together and how we become a great South African business. This is the framework, it's not the strategy. You have to create your strategy, you have to become whatever your company is, it has to be, this is my approach to BE, and this is the points that we get out of my approach. So it's an alignment of our approach to how to be a good corporate citizen. Let's take supply chain, enterprise and supplier development. Exactly the same thing. What should you be doing as a company in your supply chain with your suppliers? Number one, you should be applying pressure to them because they need to be a certain level. By applying pressure to them, they have to go and apply the EAP and become a fairer business in terms of how they manage their people and their business. Once we've got through that, then we have to look at what role does a small business or micro business play. And in economic terms, it's really important to understand that small business plays a massive role in job creation. So by shifting away from a 90% spend with large businesses and 10% spend with small businesses to a 30% spend with small businesses and a 70% spend with large businesses, we're creating economic opportunity and job creation opportunity. This is essential for where we need to go because we have to absorb all these unemployed people into the economy. So that's critical. This framework just forces this conversation, and the problem is because it's not been understood very well in the past, it's up to you, the BE practitioner, to become so good at understanding BE that you can become the subject matter expert in your business and explain to leadership and explain to management how you use this tool effectively. Please note, extremely important, the BE Act, the B-BBEE Act, has a trumping clause which makes it the second most important piece of legislation in South Africa. Why did they do that? The primary one is the Constitution, the secondary one is B-BBEE, and then all the other acts. That's why the mining department had to align their legislation to the BE Act. That's why the employment equity legislation had to align to BE, because BE is the second most important piece of legislation in the country. So that's really important to understand. That means that actually government has identified that this is where South Africa needs to go. And companies play a massive role in this, obviously government departments as well, but companies play a massive role in trying to shift South Africa towards a more fair environment, towards a growing economy, and the scorecard should be the focus of the attention on how you form your corporate strategy from a BE lens to make sure that you are aligning as a good corporate South African citizen.